You want them to respect you, but that's too gentle. Instead, you want them to be afraid of you. You want to enter a room and have them gasp for air with no smiles, no nods of agreement, or words. You see, words are cheap actions, but deeds are louder than silence. The type of scream that reverberates in people's minds long after you've left the room is quiet, my buddy. People are predictable, weak, and constantly attempting to convince others that they're important and strong. What a farce. Even if they don't see it, the more they talk, the more they show how anxious they are for acceptance. Everyone else will be different from you. You're here because you believe I can help you, right? You think I can tell you how to gain respect, the fear that makes people take you seriously, and you think you need more words, tricks, and ways to get inside people's heads. But you're wrong, dead, and wrong. What you need is already inside you. Let me tell you something, though. You've been told your entire life that asking for respect and talking about it is the way to succeed. However, let me ask you, how's it going? That is effective for you. You've been talking about yourself while playing the game, but you have no idea why it hasn't helped you. Words are for the weak and needy, and you don't need their approval. All you need is quiet. Cold, harsh silence. You're going to create the kind of power you desire. One that doesn't depend on words or deeds, but simply your presence. When you walk in, the air will feel heavier, the room will become quieter, and people will be staring at you, wondering what you're thinking. Have you ever been in a room where no one speaks, but everyone feels that tension, that knot in their stomach that just won't go away? Let's face it. People don't really care about you. What are you planning, and why won't you say anything? Yes, they will shake your hand and smile at you as if you're important, but the moment you turn your back on them, they forget you exist. That's the truth, and that's where your power lies. When you stop caring about them and needing them, you'll become something they fear and can't control because you've been following their rules and trying to fit into a system that wasn't meant for you. You've been following the script, believing that if you play nice and do everything correctly, you'll get what you deserve. But the real world doesn't operate like that. When you stop talking, when you stop explaining yourself, when you stop reacting to everything they do, you'll realize that they're afraid of silence. They're afraid of what they don't understand, and the less you give them, the more they'll fear you think about it. That's because the world doesn't care about what you deserve. It only cares about who's willing to take what they want without asking permission. How many times have you opened your mouth and then regretted it? How many times have you tried to defend your actions and realized that nothing changed? Every word you say is just another chance for them to pervert your words. You mean to use your own voice against yourself, but if you remain silent and allow the quiet to speak for you, you deprive them of their power and leave them without anything. Now you may be asking yourself, how will they respect me if I don't speak up? That's the trap they want you to fall into. They want you to think that you have to fight for your rights and shout to be heard. Attention, but in reality, the more subdued you are, the more audible you become. Have you ever witnessed someone enter a room and immediately command attention without uttering a word? That's not a coincidence. That's control and power. They carry themselves and look at everyone around them as though they are in control. And it's not just about being silent. It's about what that silence means. When you remain silent, you're telling the world that you don't need to explain yourself and that you don't care what they think. Their opinions and judgments are irrelevant to you, and that scares them because they need you to care. They need you to play the game. They need you to react and engage in order to validate their existence. However, when you refuse to give them that, when you stand there silently without showing any emotion, they begin to question everything. And that's when you've won, because the truth is that most people are weak, fearful, and insecure. They talk because they fear silence and react because they don't know how to handle it, always seeking praise from others. Stillness, but you will be different. You will be the one who stands in the middle of the storm and doesn't flinch, allowing them to speak and open their mouths in an attempt to provoke you or elicit a response. You won't give in to their demands. You won't become their level. You will remain composed and quiet, and they will despise you for it because they can't control you. They can't predict you. They can't get inside your head. And that is just what you wish to observe. Silence is more than just the absence of sound. It's a powerful weapon that, once you learn to use it, no one can stop you. They will fear you not because of what you say or do, but rather because of what you don't say or do. They will be afraid of what's going on inside your head, and the best part is that they will make up their own fears and nightmares. You've probably seen that people tend to talk more when they're anxious or afraid, since they're unsure of how to deal with the stillness, and the more you remain silent, the more they reveal their own weaknesses, and that's when you strike. Not with words, not with deeds, but with your very presence. To become the person who enters a room and everyone feels you before they even see you, and when you leave, they'll be talking about you long after you're gone. Not because of what you said, but because of what you didn't say. Now, this isn't easy. It takes strength and discipline. You'll want to speak up, react, and defend yourself, but you have to resist. That urge to be stronger than them, stronger than your own emotions, requires you to remain composed, remain motionless, and remain silent, because every time you do so, you're giving them more power. The worst part is that the more they push, the more desperate they get. They'll try anything to get something out of you, including insults, threats, and even violence. But you're untouchable and above it all. You don't need to prove yourself to anyone or justify your existence. Your silence is all the evidence they need to break under the pressure of their own insecurities. And when they do, that's when you've won. Not because you fought. What frightens them the most is not that you argued or defended yourself, but rather that you remained in control. However, most people misinterpret silence as weakness because they believe that if you're not shouting, arguing, or fighting back, you're losing. But let me tell you something. Silence isn't surrender. Rather, it's strategy. It's allowing the world's noise to pass you by while you stand motionless and unflinching like a mountain in the middle of a storm. You're not giving up the fight. Rather, you're choosing a weapon more dangerous than fists or words, because silence lingers and cuts deeper than any insult could. Here's the thing they won't understand until it's too late. Silence breeds fear because people fear the things they can't predict or control. When you stop reacting and feeding into their games, they'll lose control, panic, and spiral, because humans need reactions and feedback to feel safe in their own little bubbles. However, if you remain cold and unreadable, they'll drown in their own insecurities and paranoia, asking themselves what he's thinking and what he's planning. The longer they don't know, the more it eats away at them. The beauty of silence is that it forces people to see their own weaknesses and fears reflected back at them. You don't have to say a word or raise your hand. You just stand there silently and let them destroy themselves from the inside out. That's how you win. Not by fighting their battles, but by forcing them to fight themselves. And believe me, that's a fight they'll never win. You see, in this world, the loudest person in the room isn't the strongest. The one who talks the most, boasts the most that they are important. But the person with the true power is the one who remains silent, doesn't feel the need to prove anything, and stands still. Stop talking, stop reacting, stop playing their game, and let your silence speak for you. Let it become the thing they fear the most. And when they finally understand that they can't control you, break you, or enter your head, they will fear you without you saying a word.